The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios.
Hi, this is Mia Mosinzia, also known as Mia No Time for Love. Check out my latest book, Missing, available in print and ebook formats on Amazon.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartradio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Mosinzia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Mosinzia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Mosinzia has garnered great reviews and even loved and enjoyed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassie, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Mosinzia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com and over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple Music. Also coming soon to Hamilton Radio and other syndicated programs as well. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. T-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, hoodies, makes great gifts 24/7. Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Mosinzia for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Also T-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, phone cases, and more. Amazon.com/Mia Mosinzia. Check it out today. Also support us on Anchor FM, PayPal, the MikeWagnerShow.com. Your generous donation. You can also buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com. But the Mike Wagner Show, make sure you do so today. We're here with a wonderful 4-piece band from Arlington, Virginia, founded in 2017. They played a number of large venues and supported festival headliners, including Good Charlotte, the Ginblossoms, Sugarray, Jimmy's Chicken Shack, and a lot more. They played at the Richmond International Film Fest in 21 and won Best Indie Rock Band that same year. And they have a sound that's reminiscent of the 70s. They've got a number of followers and listeners on Spotify. They've racked up a number of listens. We'll talk about that. And we'll be talking about the new song Heartisfor, along with their other releases, starting with Uhlrich, Jameson and the Angry Soul, Nerdlove, Voices, A Mile Away, and more. And live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios, somewhere in beautiful Arlington, Virginia. Along those lines, ladies and gentlemen, the multi-talented quartet, and these guys you would want to touch. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Touch the Buffalo. Guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us, Mike.
Well, it's great to have you on board. We got John Johnson. We have Jonathan Ibarro and George Rohde on as well. You can also correct me. And you guys are a 4-piece band. We're trying to look for the 4th one. Maybe got playing with the Buffaloes in the meantime. You guys got started in Arlington, Virginia back in 2017. You played a number of large venues, supported festival headliners like Good Charlotte, Ginblossoms, Sugarray, Jimmy's Chicken Shack. And you also played at the Richmond International Film Fest back in 21. You won the Best Indie Rock Band that same year. And you guys are pretty much doing a little throwback of the 70s. And first of all, before we talk about how you got started, how'd you come up with the name Touch the Buffalo? That's a really interesting name.
Yeah, okay, I'll take it. I'll take this one. So the short story is I touched a buffalo, which, as you know, it can be a kind of scary ordeal. And so the metaphor hidden in that is you got to be careful, right? Mm-hmm. So just at any sort of like pursuit that we're kind of doing here with our music, it can be a scary, dangerous thing. If you have a little reverence for it, you know, Your dreams will let you touch them, just like a buffalo.
You know something? I live in the Dakotas, and I still have not touched a buffalo. And one of my kids almost got ran over, and one of them, tried to run through, but luckily the chain link fence, saved it. But it's like if I try to touch a buffalo, it better be edible too. Buffalo meat is pretty good. So, well, I think one day I will touch a buffalo, and I'll report as well too, and I'll get some inspiration. But before we talk about your music and everything, tell us how you first got started, guys.
Okay, yeah. So Touch the Buffalo started in 2017, and these young whippersnappers weren't part of the lineup yet. We're still kind of figuring our stuff out. But yeah, started in 2017, kind of just forming with musicians at an open mic. And then eventually, we got our current guitarist on board, who's Tyler Beard. He's not here tonight. And through Tyler Beard, we brought on Jonathan and George, who played music together for, since they were kids, high school, over a decade. And these guys they're very secret young pros, essentially. And just all together, we're just having a fun time being creative and creating stuff.
That sounds terrific as well too. And Joe, since you're the leader of the group, the vocalist, tell us how you first got started in your career.
So
how'd you first get started musically?
Oh, actually, I'm late in life to it. So
I'm sorry. Okay, we'll start with let's see. It can be John. It can be Jonathan or George. Yeah, go ahead.
I started my music career late in life. So I'm 33 now. I started when I was 27. These guys are with 25, 26. Is that correct? Are you 25 yet? Did you start
24? Yeah.
24, 20. So there's like almost a decade gap between how old we are. They've been doing it since they were in high school. I started when well after college, and so I was kind of a nervous late 20s something, go to open mic, just trying to do cover songs and meet friends. And here I am 5 years later. We're signed to a label. We've been playing at festivals. We've got music videos and stuff available for listening on Spotify and Apple. So it's just, been going hard at it, trying to make up for lost time.
That sounds rather fascinating. I know of people who got into music in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, but you still got to a good start. Very inspirational. I like that. And what was that one precise moment that simply influenced you into what you're doing for the rest of your career?
Oh, one precise moment that influenced the rest of the career?
Yes. What was it one precise moment simply said, this is what I'm going to do?
I think when I touched that buffalo.
That probably when he touched that buffalo.
So I was 23 when I thank you. Appreciate that. We can crank it all the way, actually. Our volume's low. There we go. I was 23 when I touched that buffalo, and I couldn't even play an instrument yet. I just thought, what a great name for a band that would be. And it's like, one day I better justify this amazing experience. And then I kind of had a ukulele I owned jokingly that I could pick up whenever and just goof around on. And then eventually I was like, let's take this out. So I went to open mic and started doing covers. And then one day, at the open mic, it's usually people with acoustic guitars. And one day, one of my friends came in and he had an electric guitar and he had this amp with a really cool distortion effect. I was like, oh my God, I forgot. Like, that's what makes rock and roll, is that kind of distorted electric guitar. And I was like, I bet you can do the ukulele. And so that kind of the question of like, can I really push this further? So then I got electric ukulele. I got effects, pedal, distortion. I got an amplifier. I started making sounds with it, and I bumped into a drummer who had a really strong rock background, and we started like making stuff together. But the question of like the moment that set it all off, I think music is going to change a lot. You mentioned we have a 70s sound, which definitely can't deny that's there. But I think we love rock and roll, and we kind of we find ourselves in a spot where we can also kind of guide the future of music. So I think that'll change.
Oh my gosh, that had to be amazing as well too. I think I'll go touch the buffalo and restart what I want to do. I think that's a really good one as well. And who are some of your favorite artists, singers, and musicians growing up?
Oh, Jonathan, you go first. We'll take turns.
Yeah, it's definitely a hard one. Growing up, I'd probably say Jeff Buckley is a really big influence. The Red Hot Chili Peppers are also a really big influence. Nirvana. It's like some of the giants.
So
yeah.
Keep going. You can put them out there.
Yeah, there's so many.
George.
He loves hip hop and stuff too. He likes everything.
I'm pretty I love listening to whatever I can get my hands on. So like right now I'm pretty into Japanese like city pop. So I try to keep any sort of sound fresh because I think that influences a lot of what we do.
Now, did you touch a buffalo in order to do that?
No, I wish. I mean, I need to touch one too. Though.
Yeah, didn't go the traditional route.
Hey, you better have a talk with him after this. And all right, let's turn it over to you and tell us how you got started and who are some of your influences. And okay, say buffaloes.
So no buffaloes for me either. I started playing music in elementary school. I'm classically trained on trumpet. My granddad was a musician, and I grew up listening to him play piano and trumpet. And so I picked up the trumpet pretty early and played in bands, jazz bands and marching bands in school. I picked up the guitar probably 4 or 5 years after I started the trumpet, and I was able to teach myself because I already had the music knowledge. And I wanted to start playing the guitar because I started listening to some of my dad's music, which was Allman Brothers Band. And then I found Led Zeppelin, and that became probably the biggest inspiration that I have as a guitar player. I played bass with them, and I just picked up the bass 2 years ago. So right now my bass journey is very short, but I'm learning fast.
It sounds like you're learning fast as well too. We'll talk about some of your music, including you picked up an award, you played at the film fest. We'll talk about that. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget, Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and enjoyed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, coming soon to Hamilton Radio and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/MeandMolson-Zia for great books, merchandise, and more. Amazon.com/MeandMolson-Zia. Check it out today. Also support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, themikewagnershow.com. You can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com at the Mike Wagner Show. Make sure you do so today. We're here with the 4-piece band, minus one from Arlington, Virginia, formed in 2017 on the Mike Wagner Show. Touch the Buffalo. We have John Johnson, Jonathan Ibarra, and George Rohde as well. And we talked about how they got started, the name Touch the Buffalo, and I encourage everyone to do that. And if anybody's out there Touch the Buffalo, please let me know. We'll get you mentioned as well. And before we talk about your music, you guys played at the Richmond International Film Fest back in 21. And the same year, you won the Best Indie Rock Band that same year. And tell us about that. 21 must have been a great year for you guys.
It was just last year. It was definitely interesting. We're kind of at that point in time, we didn't know we were at the last year of COVID, which, knock on wood, hope that's actually the case. But so the world opened up for that summer, and we started applying to some festivals, and we got to play in New Orleans, which was really cool. And then we got to play at the Richmond International Film Festival, like you said. We got there. We're just happy to play because COVID had kind of shut the world down for a bit. And it wasn't until we got there that we realized it was going to be a competition. And so it was we were already excited to be there and play, and it was a cherry on top that we won. It was incredibly validating. What an amazing experience.
And personally, for me, it was the launch of my journey with Touch the Buffalo. I just started playing with them. I hadn't been able to play live shows with them because when I joined, they were COVID was still running rampant. So it was the start of my journey with them as well.
Mm-hmm. And then how about you?
I thought I think last year was definitely at least for me, like the most successful year for us.
Yeah.
That's really when we like first like toured in some sort of sense. Like we played in New Orleans, and that was like the first time I've ever played outside of the state of Virginia. And so it was such a great time. And I'm a film major in college. So like being able to actually go to like a film festival and not see any of the films, but just play, that was an experience in and of itself. So yeah, it was really great, and to just be able to do it with these three other guys is pretty fun.
That's really amazing. You guys talked about film a little bit, and you being a film major. What are some of your favorite movies growing up, and what are some ones you like right now?
Oh man, that is definitely
go around the circle, okay? It's okay.
Yeah. Man, I'll give like two that are really good. So one that's really recent is Drive My Car. It won an Oscar like last two weeks ago. Mm-hmm. That's a Japanese film. I definitely think everyone should watch it. And then my second favorite film has to be I'm like blanking on so many films right now.
House. Let's say
House. Yeah, that's another Japanese film. It's a Japanese horror film. And it's just it's about five friends going into a house and it coming alive. That's really all I can say. I don't want to spoil anything about it, but yeah, definitely two of my favorite films.
Let's consider it.
I'm Star Wars films all the way.
Oh, nice.
May the force be with you and the buffaloes.
Nice.
And the
Okay,
buffaloes
let's
and the
see. I guess we
Florida.
can have the leader just have the last say in the films as well too. So, by the way,
Yeah.
no buffaloes were harmed in making this interview.
Correct. Zero buffaloes are hard. Yeah, it's hard to say. I'm going off like the list I made when I was in college. But okay, Scott Pilgrim versus the World is a fantastic movie. I think Marvel's been doing a great job lately. So I think any of this, like the recent Spider-Man or like Endgame or any of that stuff has been pretty good. I loved there's a Spielberg movie called Munich. A lot of Spielberg stuff is pretty good, but he did a movie with Eric Bana called Munich that I thought was really great. I think Nacho Libre is a super underrated film.
Nacho Libre.
Okay.
Oh my God. Let me say something about that movie. I remember taking my kids in West Virginia. We had in-laws over there, and we saw it at a drive-in theater. It's like there's very few left, and it was crystal clear. It was Monster House, Monster Ball, and it was Nacho Libre. And we thought both were just funny. It's like crystal clear. It's like Jack Black was right in your face. Crack.
Yeah. Oh yeah, hilarious. I'm always the scene where like he's trying to baptize his co-wrestler friend, and his friend's like, I believe in science. So that was super. The last one squeezed in there, another Muppet Treasure Island, another underrated film. Super cool.
Yes. Oh my God. It's like we love that. Hey ho, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, boy, we're just going back to memory lane here. and of course, you know something too, your music would fit well into soundtracks. And speaking of music, you also got your music out there. You're starting with uhlrich. You had Jameson and the Angry Soul, Nerdlove, Voices, and A Mile Away. And tell us about some of the songs and what inspired you to write them.
Okay, so it's all over the place. So uhlrich is an EP. There's 3 songs on that. Then we have an album we put out next called Heartisfor, and there's 8 songs on that. It's a self-titled track. It's Heartisfor is on there as well. And then we released Jameson recently. So it's been all over the place in terms of the inspiration. With uhlrich, so that's do you ever see the movie A Knight's Tale?
A Knight's Tale, yes. Was that the one with Heath Ledger making his debut?
Yeah, correct.
Oh my God, yeah, that was a great film. That's in my top 10. It's like I like the part where they did they do a little ball dance like the
I love it when
they break out in the golden years. That was a favorite scene.
I never seen anything that kind of mixed medieval storytelling with modern modern day rock. I thought it was amazing. But anyway, so the whole gist of that story. So uhlrich is the fake name of the main character, Will, and the whole thing is like, we're not really supposed to be knights. We're just kind of like faking it until we make it. And when I first started the music, it's what I kind of felt like. So I titled the first EP uhlrich, just kind of like just encapsulating that, And it's a mix. There's a song in there called Beloved, which is a really sweet kind of loving song, and there's 2 rock songs. It's kind of emblematic of didn't really know what I was doing, but I wanted to give it a shot. And I'm proud of those songs, but once you start getting into it, there's a lot of thought that goes into the overall feel of the music you're releasing. So an EP, it's like, that one was a little scatterbrained, but again, I think it's okay as our first one. And then the next one we put out, Heartisfor, we released that in 2019. That was just kind of like, we had Tyler was on board, and that was our first shot at like, let's make a solid rock album that explores everything that's kind of natural to us in rock. Like let's try and be creative with it a bit. And I'm proud of that album. And every song on that, George said before, all my songs come off them as stories. And it's true, they're all stories, but they all have a different kind of feel. And that album, I think, for where as a representation where we was just kind of trying out our sea legs and seeing how we did. And then we released Jameson, last summer, kind of just to buy us some time for the next music we're going to release. Because I think when you're releasing music and you have people are waiting for your next release, you can't be waiting for too long. You got to do something to be relevant. So Jameson is this interesting thing, because we've actually had that song for years. I just never had planned to release it. And then we were in a spot where it's like, okay, we got to put something out. Let's do that one, because it's kind of a low hanging fruit. And people seem to really like it. So that was a good feeling.
That was too, as well. You also had Nerdlove, Voices, and A Mile Away. And you can tell us about those, what inspired you to write. And if you got some other material out there they haven't released or you want to talk about, feel free to do so. Oh, absolutely. Okay, so Nerdlove, Voices, and A Mile Away are all on that album, Heartisfor. And Nerdlove is great. So I wrote that. I have friends who got married and they're nerds, and they asked me to write a song for their wedding. And I think they wanted me to write like a really beautiful, loving song, but I really wanted to write a rock song. So that was my little surprise to them. But that song does pretty well. People like that song. So that was really interesting. That's the first song Tyler wrote with us. A Mile Away, that touches on some touchy stuff. So you remember the story like Philando Castillo, and there's like the kind of police brutality story? I've heard that, yes. Yeah, so that was I think it was like 2017 when that happened, right? Yeah, it was 2017. And, there's just so much going on. I just felt like really moved by everything that was happening. It's kind of helpless, with what was going on. So that song is kind of like, from my perception of what I thought of it, because there's just so many things about it. There's so many nuanced things about it that I don't think, if you're just paying attention to the media, you're not necessarily going to pick up on or really see that side of. So, but that was amazing to me, because that's actually the first song that I've ever written with a piano in it. And so that's a really heavy rock song. It's our first one where we have a piano in it. And then Voices, mixed bag. So not every audience that we go to really enjoys Voices, but I've had people tweet me from a different state saying it's their favorite song they ever heard. So that's just part of being like in making music, is not really knowing how, what critiques to take, because some people love stuff and other people will hate that same stuff that so many other people love. And so you kind of got to make your best choices, but it's exploratory, because again, I mentioned I have an electric ukulele, and I really wanted to make a song that kind of like hit me in the same way a song like Midnight City by M83 might hit, while still trying to be like a rock song. And so I found this really cool tone on this is my effects pedal that sounds great with my ukulele, since it has such a high tone. And that was kind of the driving force behind that song. I really wanted to use that tone. Lessons learned, I suppose, but glad we could talk about this. That was really amazing. I love it. You have a plethora of it all. And where can we find all your music at, including Heartisfor? We're all everywhere streams comes true. So Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, YouTube, Amazon. It's I think Tidal, Deezer, everything. Okay. Well, we'll certainly check that out. What's coming up for Touch the Buffalo and more, we'll find out just 1 minute. You listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by our official sponsor of The Mike Wagner Show, international war-ring author Mia Molson's of Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. We'll be back with the amazing Touch the Buffalo from Arlington, Virginia, after this time out.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention The Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Hey, this is Ray Powers, and boy, are you in luck. Right place, right time. Tuned in to the Mike Wagner Show. You heard me.
We're back with Touch the Buffalo of John Johnson, Jonathan Ibarra, and George Rohde here on the Mike Wagner Show. We got the 4-piece band from Arlington, Virginia, and I guess one of them got trampled over. Maybe he'll recover next time and join you guys. And what can we expect from you guys in 2022 and beyond?
Great question. We're working on EP right now. We go into the recording studio. We go into Bias Recording Studio, which is a Grammy-winning recording studio in Springfield, Virginia. We go in there. It's starting in May, so it's got 4 songs on it. I'd say like, I don't know, maybe 2 songs are officially written and we're just kind of like polishing them up, and 2 songs are mostly written and we got to work on some troubled spots. But I got to tell you, we got some new toys and I'm really excited about what we're creating this time.
These are also the first songs that I'm helping to write as well. So
same thing with Jonathan.
This is the first official drum parts that you're actually writing.
Yeah, honestly.
So.
Yeah.
Wow, sounds like you guys are really excited about this whole thing, and I am too, and looking forward to it. And who do you consider biggest influences in your careers?
New careers, okay.
Music career, because at the moment
it can be any.
Great question.
Oh, okay.
Whew. You know what? I got to. So while these guys are thinking, but the first like 2 years, I kind of took this seriously. I was binging like every music documentary I could watch, and I was just like writing less like, you know, notes down from the lessons I was trying to glean from it. Like there's one about the Eagles on Netflix that I thought was amazing. And, you know, I think, was it Take It Easy was the song that launched them to stardom because the world was just going through a really tough time. And so I was like, oh, you know, music can be something that is the public is desperate for in you know, tough times. And you could write to that. So it was a little note I took down. And then they had their own personal struggles, you know, they, as a band running into, you know, conflict here and there. I remember at one point they mentioned that they were getting sick of their songs, and like there was this weird thing where they go to shows and people would be demanding they play their songs, and they have to because that's what people paid for. But they've played them like 1,000 times in a row. They're tired of it. So just you know, just a bit of an extrapolation away from what my career influences are. But at least at the very start, I'd say every music document, every famous musician is in a music documentary is part of that answer.
That's so amazing. I'll go watch the Eagles afterwards. And how about you two? So take turns to be nice.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I have a few, honestly. I'd say some of the biggest ones. MF Doom, who's like an underground like rapper. I think for me, he's someone who definitely pushes the idea of focusing more on the art than like the artist. And so like hiding his identity and really just having all these different aliases and all these different projects is always so fun. And then another big influence is Rick Rubin, the producer.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I think he's someone who gets music, but also life so well. I mean, when you record artists from like the Beastie Boys all the way to like Kanye West and like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, like you have to know so much and you have to know so much about the craft of making music, and just writing and creating art. And I think that listening to a lot of his podcast, it definitely inspires me a lot for my own career.
I like what you said about brilliant writers, because for me, there are a lot of really talented musicians. I mean, there are hundreds of thousands of people that can do what we do, but I really take inspiration from really good composers like John Lennon or Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin. I really like brilliant minds who create and craft such beautiful music that so many people can enjoy, and that's what really draws me to music is the composition part, and how do you put together a song that so many people that can make an effect on people in a certain way, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's a really good point. I like that. And then what's the best advice you guys can give to anybody at this point?
Just do it. If you have any sort of inkling to like wanting to do something, like just go for it. I think we've all had pretty big moments in our lives where I think if we didn't take some of the chances we've taken, we wouldn't even be here today. Mm-hmm. So I think just going out and doing whatever you want, and like not being afraid to fail. I think that's the biggest thing. Just learning from everything.
Yeah, piggybacking off that is being confident too about it is everybody has music inside of them, whether they're musicians or not, and everybody knows what sounds good. So if you just trust your gut and you trust what sounds good, trust what your ears are hearing, then you'll be on a good path.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, great answers. I'm going to double piggyback.
I hear triple?
I think the biggest thing that stops people in any venture is the fear of the unknown. And there's every like roadblock, everything behind your obstacle is unknown to you. So bravery is honestly the biggest part of talent, because you're not going to get to learning what's there unless you face the unknown.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good point. I like that one. And I'll apply it to myself and everybody as well, too. We're here with Touch the Buffalo, John, Jonathan, and George here on the Mike Wagner Show, 4-piece band from Arlington, Virginia. I'd like to thank you guys for your time. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. Learned a lot. Looking forward to having again soon. By the way, the title track, Heartisfor, will be played at the end of the audio interview. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or check out your music?
Absolutely, yes. So we're putting on an EP this summer called what's it called? It's called Barachita. We have a website, touchthebuffalo.com. We're the only Touch the Buffalo. So we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter and Instagram, Touch the Buffalo. You can buy our merch at touchthebuffalo.threadless.com. And you can listen to our music on Spotify, Apple, Tidal, and honestly, anywhere you can stream music, we're there. And we got a YouTube channel as well. We've got a Vivo channel too, so look for music videos.
We certainly do so as well. And guys, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely terrific. Looking forward to having you again soon. Make sure you keep us up to date. Keep in touch. We'd love to have you back. We wish you all the best. You got a great future ahead of you, and get out there and touch those buffaloes.
Thank you so much, Mike.
Thanks.
Just where I've been and how I'm coming around.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention The Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host, and I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real-life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionsea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartradio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.